All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Real Stocks. And in lovely Arizona, we have a interesting little filament of a storm system flowing through. Pretty much spans the entire valley, plus, well, times 3, it looks like. Lots of thunder, not a lot of rain. And that's your weather forecast for today. Thank you for joining us. All right, so I was checking out IBD late last night. Way too late last night, as a matter of fact. And it looks like we have a whole new crop of movers, which is good. Sector rotation in the market is healthy. Money typically flows from one sector into the next, And that's kind of how the market works. And one of those stocks is Nike, which actually looks like it has already been moving this year, already up about almost 30%. Luke, you missed the weather. You can't be late, Luke. You just can't, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but the stock forecast isn't too bad. Not too bad. Here's that diamond top we've been talking about. So far, not looking like breaking to the downside. Looking like there's some supportive action here, which is good. Moving up, we had the marijuana stocks moving yesterday. CGC up a lot, like 12% or something like that, 10.5% on CGC. Actually up to a buy point. CGC is still buyable. Believe it or not, your buy point actually stems back from this point. And we're up 3.5% from that area. And so that is that's still buyable over there in CGC. And there's been quite a few that have been moving pretty good of the marijuana stocks. Let's see, I was reading an article yesterday. Let's see if I can pull that up. There we go. So we got TLRY. So this is an ICO or IPO. You can see right there recently just crossing. Only up about the same, about 3.5%. Here's the IPO. Here's the high after the IPO. Here's the base. Here's a cup base. And then a continuation on the cup base. Don't see the volume, but I could probably pull that up if I changed a bunch of settings. And there's our volume. See right there, pretty good volume. Pretty good volume. So yeah, very nice. I like it. Very nice. Your Twitter's still bear flagging out. A couple other ones they mentioned in the article I'm looking at. It's an IBD article, nothing crazy. Is OLLI, which is at a nice buy point right now as well. So the buy point is right about there. See volume right there, above average volume by a good amount. 630,000 with 1 million traded. So that's pretty good volume right there. Good for a breakout. And a pocket pivot as well, which is very nice. So Ollie looking really good. Bit of a double bottom right here. 14.5. That actually could be considered a flat base, which is good. Flat bases are good. And if we step out, looks like it has been in a perpetual uptrend for a while. Going back years, it looks like. So this is very extended. This is up quite a bit. So there's an ICO. There's a cup. There's a handle. There's your breakout right there. And then it looks like it formed another cup with handle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bases so far in this one. So pretty far extended up at 4 bases. Definitely need to take caution when entering something this high up in a run. They tend to sell off. Institutions tend to take profits. This one's had a good run. 14 to 78 bucks. That's like 400+%. Basically 500%. That's great. All right, let's check out what else is going on. Let's go to our pre-market movers. On the NASDAQ. Just find this at NASDAQ.com. It's always good to have information from multiple sources. One place never gets it all. It's just too broad. So we have JG. I'm not sure what that is, but that's up 8%. Which is less than 60 cents. Tuesday, or at least the abbreviation for Tuesday. Don't know anything about this stock. $5. Cron up another 8%. Holy crap. TLRY up 5%. These are those marijuana stocks I was telling you about. Wow, what's Cron? $7.90. So gapping up again. Wow. Should have bought it down the dumps when I wanted it. MU up like 1%, nothing crazy there. TLRY, which we just looked at earlier, is at 37.78. So right there, gapping up into new highs. So very nice in TLRY. Those marijuana stocks, man, it looks like they just need to be accumulated. That's about it. Just buy them. Buy them, buy them, buy them. Don't know how much analysis we can do on a chart with only 5 bars, but if the 20%, well, a super stock is a stock that's under $24, typically in the $12, sub $12. So it looks like 41 is a good potential target, but I'm assuming it's just gonna be off the charts here. Yeah, off the charts in terms of options premium. But some of these are the stocks that you don't need options for. You can see earnings is coming up here pretty soon. 8/28, so a week. Right there, 8/28 in TLRY. And then, so there's CGC. So there's your first stage base. So actually, this would be a base. This gets undercut, so it resets the base count. And then you have first stage base, then all kinds of craziness up here. 52%. So not really a base to buy off of here from CGC, but can't believe Krana's up so much. Yeah, I had a $5 Kron option loaded up here. Let's see what it would be worth right now. Would have bought it for $2.55. It's the $5 January, and it'd be worth be up about 100% right now. Yeah. Delta Gamma Theta expiration target invest. Oh, it'd be up more than that. That's going out to 2020. It'd be 255. Oh, it's the same. Did I add? I must have added this last night. It's the exact same quote. So that must be a new option I was looking at, but that's gonna be much extended today, up about 8%, be about a 20% plus gainer. So that'll work. That'll work. Again, Nike, one of the ones looking at today. Nike looks like it popped yesterday, but still within a buy zone. Only up about 1.25%. Very, very good quality chart pattern. Let's take a peek. It's been up all year about 20%. Retail's been doing pretty good. Everyone's been writing retail off. Looks like they found a way to live in this environment. Large cup with handle, and then subsequently another base coming out of that. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-week flat stage base, failed breakout. Or you can consider this maybe a handle right here in a cup with handle pattern, and then break it out the other day, yesterday. Volume here, okay. 6.5. Oh, actually good. 6.5 average, 9.3 actual. So that puts you at about 50% above average volume. That's really good for a breakout on Nike. What up, Eli? If you go to the spreadsheet, I don't have it up there yet, but if you come on, go to January there. See, a 20% target is way up here at about $97, and that gives you a decent amount of options there, up triple digits, starting with a 72.5 strike in January. I haven't posted anything on there, but I'm trying to see which one here is the most valid. Yeah, CGC, all of them, TLRY. Actually, they're all gapping up this morning again. So we'll see how those premiums are in the morning. Probably pretty high, I would assume. So you got a 72.5 with a break even at 84.30, which isn't too bad. That right there gets you at 108%. If it goes all the way to here. If it doesn't, then obviously your percentages are going to be mixed. But you don't have to go up very far. This thing goes at 15% like it has been. You're looking at 93.25. And that 72.5 would give you 76%. Still isn't bad. Not bad at all. Maximizing those gains, you look at 82.5 to 85, 117%. So I'm still not mad at the 86. Not mad at that at all. But yeah, this next crop of stocks coming through looks pretty different. You got the marijuana stocks, you've got Nike, you've got retail. Yeah, pretty good little base here. And, very high quality stock. Nike is a huge company. It's been moving. So it's not going to jump, 40% on you, but you don't need it to jump 40%. We're just looking for that move. It seems very likely. I did not get into any airline stocks, no. I'm still a little hesitant on that. Take a look at ALK. Oh, I had a good day yesterday. Volume was lackluster, though. Of course, it's not a breakout. It doesn't need to be exceptional, but you see all the high volume areas over here. probably a lot of distribution. This is looks like a potential bottoming formation, a bit of a rounding action occurring here. So very slight, but you can kind of see it there. Potential for getting higher, absolutely. Time frame, and that's the hard part, Eli. It's hard to tell. We're still well below a number of resistance points. Looks like this line's been broken. Depending on where you want to draw that, there's a number of spikes right there. You could omit a couple of days, but above the 10-day moving averages starting to flatten out. You got the 200-day here flattening out, 50-day, 10-day obviously rising, 50-day starting to curl up. So, yeah, could this be the apex of the moving averages going lower? It could, yeah. Yeah, but in terms of a target for ALK, I'm just not sure right here. You can try to take a guess and, you know, go up like 20% or something, which is a typical move. URI. United Rentals. Okay, it's not an airline. But yeah, definitely coming out of a big base right there. Absolutely. So 22% getting us back to 190. Let's take a look at that one. So pretty flat, pretty good support area right here. Been supported many times, trying to break up there. No, it's okay. United Rentals is a good company. So nothing wrong here. Let's take a peek at those Januaries and the 190s. Yeah, looking pretty good. You got lots of options over 100%, starting with the 130s and going on up into the 180s. I mean, you're looking at the same price percentage gain with the 145 as the 180. So, see, Eli, I love this tool, man. It's great. Get to see the spectrum. Get to see the spectrum. And that's going to January. So, can it do it by January? Can it go to 190 by January 3rd week, which is January what? 18th. That's what we're hoping for in United Rentals. And I think, when is hurricane season? Because they usually really spark with hurricane season. When is hurricane season? June 1st to November 30th. So we're smack dab in the middle of it. I don't know if there's actual seasonality to this, but you can see it tends to run during the last half of the year. This one launched during 9/11. This time it launched during 7/26, all during the hurricane season. So there's definitely some seasonality here. And you can see here it chopped lower for many months before finally rallying into July. So may end up being a patience trade, but this did have a prior uptrend. It was due a consolidation. This looks like it could get going again. So yeah, it could be there for a potential trade. And maybe the seasonality works up into June 30th. So which one are you looking at there, Eli? I guess is the question. Do you have a bias there? So our break evens are, if you want to stay in the 160s, which would be pretty down here, you have the option for, well, I guess up to 170. So this is the 160s. Let's stay below 165. If you hit 165, your break even's 173.60, and you're at 191 percentage wise. That's pretty good. Actually, that's one of the best performing ones. I think we're going to what do you got, 165 here? Oh, it's 152% the 150s. That's not bad. 165.90. What up, Blair? Yeah, the chart's good though. I do like the chart. CDNA. So pretty good breakout up here. We had one of those nice gaps up out of a little cup with handle. I like it. 35% deep, so a little deep, but it got a big wick on this huge down candle. Pretty good volume here. It's not crazy, but it's okay. And so far, you got a little bit of a triangle going on here. If you see some nice upward action going, then you can probably get into that one. I don't think it's bad at all. NVGS, I do like NVGS. I've been hawking this chart for a while. So I've got a measured move out of an inverted head and shoulders. There's a shoulder, head, shoulder. It's been flattening out for a long time. Here's a little base above the breakout point, above the neckline. And I've been kind of waiting for that to do something. I did have an early position, I think, over here. And then it failed to do anything, and it was rolling over, so I exited the position. And it's just been flattening out ever since. So far being supported by the bottom of the gap. Right there, if it can maintain that, maybe get above this trend line, you can draw these on your charts as well. Then maybe that'd be good for an entry in NVGS. Matter of fact, I should probably put a little alert there. And then Zynga. Well, it is basing. Looks like it's also very choppy. You know, I played with Zynga several years ago and just got burned. This thing just doesn't trend well. I mean, you can see there's not too many breakouts that actually worked. So here's kind of a weird cup with handle that had a huge shakeout. You know, your confidence would have to be pretty high to try to buy out of this formation. Then it didn't go very far. And here it went, but you had a little bit of follow through, had to take profits quickly, which is fine if you did that. That would have been a good percentage gain right there, but a little difficult to trade this thing. I would just avoid it, to be honest with you. There's a lot of better chart patterns. If you think we're at a low, we could be at a low, but I mean, look at the action down here. It's hard to analyze any of that. I'd much rather be in something like, you know, Nike or, you know, FFIV sitting here poking towards highs coming out of this base. Very nice tight action. Speaking of, let's just go through the watch list here. Yeah, one thing about stocks, Eli, is, you know, if it's not your cup of tea, move on, because there's always another one. Ooh, Fizz, pretty big, interesting reversal day yesterday. We'll see how that affects things. So PKG doing good. Damn it. FIVN. Rockin', these are the ones you want to be in. Here actually bounced back pretty good yesterday. I still have that thing. Twilio, breaking out of all-time highs, consolidating. Looks like it's starting to move out of this little consolidation that it's been in. And there's the gap high. So this actually was buyable yesterday. I didn't take any positions, but it is what it is. Shutterstock doing okay. Inverted head and shoulders out of a long-term base right there, potentially moving higher. Well, it was in the bottom of the base, Eli. We kind of knew what we were getting ourselves into, but it did cross the line, and unfortunately, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. So T-Mobile not really getting frisky up here. Looks like it's just chopping around, going sideways. Match doing interesting things. Still basing around down here after, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Tuesday, Monday. So on Friday, it was looking interesting, at least to me. Then Monday had a pretty good outside bar right here. You see that undercut the low, overcut the high. That's an outside bar. That's basically a reversal pattern or a bullish pattern. Could be a continuation. Doesn't have to be a reversal. Regeneron gapped up and just fell back into the base for no apparent reason. We know about Twitter's woes. Garmin failing to break out yesterday. Core's big thumbs up there. There's a little consolidation. right after breaking out of this, and then boom, off to the races, 75 bucks down here from 70, so that's pretty good. Control 4 looking very healthy. IBD calls this a big cup with handle, and that's great. A big cup with handle is a good thing. So your buy point here actually looks like it's, here's your gap. There's your gap top, and you got 36 coming up as resistance. Excuse me, but I think a break over this would probably be pretty good for Control 4. And then Workday. Workday happy living higher here. We talked about this breaking the trend line, poking right there. Little consolidation, poking, little consolidation. Now it's just moving higher. And we do have earnings coming up. 9-4, so still a couple weeks for this thing to run. 2 weeks exactly for this thing to run. So if you're into Workday, not quite sure where your buy point actually would be right there. So still buyable, up 2%. Volume is very good. Look at the volume the past 4 days. Very healthy volume there. Almost all of them above average volume. So let's go back and double check our movers. Tesla up 0.18%, so that's fantastic. So Cron, Tilroy, JG, Twos, and Zine are the ones that are up right there. Where did I put my list? There we go. So Lazy Boy, LZB, up pretty big. Out of not a horrible pattern, actually. It's at 42 right now. Wow. That's a huge gap up for this thing. Holy crap. That's big. Been very flat for a long time. Anyone played that on earnings, they are up huge right now. There should be no volatility in those options comparatively. GSB, OR, Cron, which we know about, already up more. SKIS, NBR. That's an interesting pattern, a little symmetrical triangle pattern there. Up at 545, so just below that prior high. MHLD, PTLA, Toll Brothers, interesting. 38. Toll Brothers gapping to 38. So gapping above everything. We'll have to see how this works at the open. Could be very choppy movement. Cron up 12%. Let's see how this thing works. I should have gotten this when I wanted Eli back down here. During that little flat area right there. Yeah. TTMI, Huya. Huya doing some interesting stuff down here. I don't mind the action. A lot of wicks to the downside. Not too many peak closes though. Peak closes where, closes right towards the top of the bar. Not too crazy about that. What's BE doing? Just moving lower generally. Here up 1%. Twilio, Garmin, PKG, and Regeneron. Regeneron. Fuck you. Don't like you. Momo 5, WUWB, or MUWB. Alright, so 5 on the move, guys. 5's on the move. It doesn't have a big range normally. You see right there, most of the ranges are small. You get 1 or 2 of these wider ranges. Can't say if this is going to be one of those right now, but it's one of the leading ones on the day in my list. ESV, huh? Can I detach this? That'd be dope if I could detach it. Nice. Alright, maybe we'll have to do this. This looks like a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna take up this 3 window here. I'll keep an eye on the NQ there, but we're gonna live in this 3 window for right now. Breeze through these market leaders. Pep Boys got oh really? Pep Boys got bought out? I didn't realize that. Wow, RGS. Look at that, really huge out of this whole range. PANC, TOL. What's Toll doing? Okay, just getting higher there. That's good. Interesting right there. An ARQL. Don't know much about it. Don't mind the base formation though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Yeah, pretty deep cut base there. Huya making a run forward here, up 4.5, making it was up 2% a little bit ago. What the? Trash doesn't come here this early. NASDAQ breaking up out of that diamond top, so that'd be good if it could do that. I'm not going to be mad at you, NASDAQ. Just keep breaking up. NEO. Apparently is Richmond America Homes. IQ's on this list, Eli. There's IQ. You can't forget these ones, even if they're beaten down. Don't let previous bias stop you from buying a stock. Not that you have to buy this one, but just stating the fact that when a stock, misbehaves, you keep an eye on it just like you would a kid. You just have a lot of kids. Okay, right there, breaking that downtrend in IQ. There's Huya kind of trying to do the same thing, but IQ really breaking that downtrend. So is there a possibility it starts moving up? It could. IQ not looking bad right here. Do I have IQ on my list? It's up 4%. Why is IQ not on my list? So this is another one that is interesting. This is a housing. Looks like housing you're trying to bottom here. There's another longer term trend line right there. NASDAQ moving higher. That's good. Oh, you got URI. What's it doing? Is it moving? Up about 1%. Nice, nice. So I like this pattern MDC. I wish it was a little less volatile, but it is what it is. Overall, it's pretty good. Add Toll Brothers to the list. ARQL, NEO, SHI, which it is exactly what it implies. Sorry, I'm just kind of moving this over so I can easily see things with a very quick shift of the eyeball, and that didn't work out very well for me. So Cron, Toll up 11%. IQ there. BITA, DocuSign, Emmys, Vips, CVNA, Carvana. Carvana doing, that's Vips. Carvana doing good things here. What is that? Gold what? Gold Ocean Group, international tanker company primarily focused on seaborne transport of dry bulk cargoes. That is beautiful little squeeze right there. 79 composite ranking. Pretty good. 84 group, not bad. B minus group. 160% EPS change. 1100% EPS change current quarter. 44% sales percent last quarter. 59 3-year sale growth rate. 79% debt, which isn't bad. Relative strength is a 73. $1.3 billion market cap. Wow. Not quite sure what to make of this thing. Just broken out of that long-term trend line. Could be powerful. I haven't decided yet. And man, all the stocks I like just moving. Just moving. Unfortunately, the ones I'm in, not moving so much. Here's coming back, but doesn't mean I'm making money. It means I'm making back lost money. It's down about 20% in that position. Which, by the way, that's an options position. There's a stock position. If you're down 20% in a stock, you should have sold that about 12% ago. Yep, I know the feeling, Eli. Yeah, TTMI just not doing a whole lot. Good reaction on earnings. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. I mean, the earnings close wasn't even that bad. We've seen worse action lead on to better results, so sometimes hard to get a beat on exactly what's going to work there. We got Cron here just working, guys. Just working. This will pause at some point, but damn. And Toll Brothers is working. Toll Brothers is doing good. Look at the volume already. Average volume. This is going to be a huge volume day. Huge volume day. Doesn't mean it's going to like rocket up though. Toll Brothers is a pretty big home builder, pretty well established. And they take positions. It'll base out for a while. Now this MDC though, this Richmond Homes, I don't know much about that. Let's check them out. 54 composite rating. D.R. Horton DHI is number 1. Number 2 CCS. LGIH is number 3. MDC is number 4. Pulte is number 5. Yeah, I'd say the number 1 DHI of the group is looking the best. 75 composite rating. Work 193 out of 197 industry groups. So it's the worst performing industry group. But maybe that's about to change. Yeah, I think that's already baked into the price there, Eli. They already know what it's going to do. You talk about manipulation, welcome to the stock market. They already know. They already know what it's going to do. And damn, these fucking marijuana stocks, man. See, I'm a little shy on the trigger still these days, and these are still good too. Problem is, you could have like a pretty big down day. You probably buy these on the next pullback that they have. Oh, there's no foil hat needed, Eli. There's no foil hat needed. This is how many billions of dollars are traded a day? I don't know. $2,000 billion traded a day. They know everything. Very few things surprise. Very, very few things. BLSF, my BLSF. Ooh, what are you doing, buddy? Up here trying to take out trend lines, you son of a. Look at that. BLSF. Okay. TLRY? Just hold that bitch. Don't take profits at all. You bought a 20. No, just hold it. Don't take profits up here. This is just getting started. This is going to be $60. They do have earnings soon. Shoot. Damn it. 828. Still got about a week. So I would just let it go. So this is an IPO breakout, okay? Probably one of the more powerful breakout types there is, and you're up 20%. Well, you're up more than that. You're at 27. So you're up 50%. What's up, Ethan? Yeah, I would just keep holding this, man. It's just because you're up a lot doesn't mean the stock can't move higher. Okay? Not at all. Doesn't mean it's done by any stretch of the imagination. As far as when to take profits, that's going to be a little bit different, but I know it's going to be higher than that. So we have these other stocks that keep going, like Cron up 19% today. I mean, come on, man. Look at that. It's had higher prices. It's still got a long way to go. So, and you just IPO'd like a few months ago, so you still have a long way to go too. Yeah, I wouldn't take it though. If you just have stock, you could probably hold this stock. You got it in a very good price point. You could probably hold this for a long time. Months. You can hold that for months and get these gains just like that. Well, not just like that, but good gains. Look what Twitter's doing. Trying to poke out from that little symmetrical triangle at the end of this bear flag. Look at that. I don't have the line drawn, but you can see it clear as day right there. And Cron coming down a little bit. So there's BLFS. So yeah, also there, Christian. I try to be very patient with my positions and let the trend run itself out, and the trend in those stocks are just starting. So if you've got a 25% position, that's fantastic. BTC shorts are approaching all-time highs. Interesting. What you doing, Bugs? Uh-huh. My son Ethan's in the room. Everyone say hello to Ethan as I contemplate a BLFS position here.
Hi, everyone.
My buddy Eli's in there. Say hi, Eli.
Hi, Eli.
See, right there. Eli. Brandon says, can you read it? At the bottom, see the orange guy? Brandon C. What's it say?
Ethan.
Says
Hi,
hi.
Ethan.
Absolutely. And Christian says good morning.
Good morning.
And Eli says hi back. He's got a big smile on his face. How'd you sleep?
Good.
Here, you stay with me. You stay with me. Looks like the market's calming down a little bit. Like my lines here, Ethan? My diamond, little diamond.
Yeah.
Ah. The Bleh says, have a good day at school. You see it?
Yeah.
Cool. So BLFS looks like it has no options, which is really frustrating me right now. Let's take a look. Trade one. No options, which is why I hate you. So let's, but I mean, this is a great chart, guys. This is fantastic. I just forget exactly what they do. Let's go check it out. BLFS. 96 composite rating, number 5 industry group rank, so it's like one of the top industry groups. Develops hypothermic storage and biopreservation media product for cells, tissues, and organs. I would think that would get really big considering the bio stuff we're going through, like with DNA and stem cells. EPS up 183%. EPS current quarter up 266%. Sales are up 100%. 3-year sales growth rate 33%.
Oh, 300.
You looking at this one?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
347 and 800.
So it's 347,800. So if there's one comma, these are the hundreds before the comma. These are the thousands after the comma. Okay? Now this stands for million. So it's 314. This is a dot. So it's 314 million. Twitter has good volume to the moon. So should I put everything into Twitter, Eli? Is that what you're saying? I need to double my account real quick. Should I just throw it all into Twitter? I bet you the weekly options have no premium on them. Not that I'm advocating a gamble here, but just saying. I want to check this out just for argument's sake. So let's look at the 9.7. You're at 33. So let's say college is overrated. All in Twitter. Please don't. Okay, you can mess with that. Don't turn it up too loud though. I'll hear my. Actually, no. I got headphones on there, so you're good. You're good. So if it goes to 35 in 17 days, Eli, which is right up here, right there, 35 on the dot, you got a potential $47 trade with a 33.40 break-even point. You gonna listen to me? Don't turn it up too high. Okay, you got it there. I'm just gonna put my headphones on while I sit on my lap. There you go. But yeah, so 17 days, if Twitter goes to $35, you can make 47% with a break even of 33.40, which is pretty good. 33.40 is not too far, but in that 17 days, not too bad. Don't know if I want to gamble on that, but it's an interesting proposition. All right, so Cron cooling off here down 13.8%. So even though it's selling off here, I definitely still recommend holding these MJ stocks. They're in an accumulative phase. You can see the volume here, very aggressive, and you just want to be involved here if you can. So here's your earnings. Here's your volume pop after earnings, and yesterday's volume was pretty good. So yeah, that TLRY stock there, I just hold on to that thing. Just hold it. You'll go trade other stuff, but you hold that. You've got a great entry point. If it undercuts, though, you here at 35, you may want to consider getting out, but it really shouldn't. Well, no, what happens, Eli? I don't think they know anything about the trade war. I think what happens is they let everyone else get scared about the trade war. Then they buy those lows, and then everyone forgets about the trade war. Is how it happens. I don't think they necessarily know anything because they can't. But so far, they're not concerned about it at all. And that's what you're seeing there. So when you see something in the news and you see a reaction, it's less likely professional investors and more likely retail investors reacting, which is exactly what professional investors feed on. So Melly's moved up in the day. DocuSign doing pretty good. Earnings coming up though. 9.5 after earnings. If this thing gaps up, I'll probably go in on DocuSign. It's got. Let me look it up again, but I believe it's got pretty good fundamentals. Can you hear me talk 20 seconds after I talk, Ethan? No, you can't hear me? Am I not listening to myself? Oh, I guess I'm not listening to myself. So 74 EPS rating, not the best. Number 9 industry group, 120% EPS change. So if that goes triple digits again, that's going to be good. 37% sales last quarter. That's pretty good. And a ton of institutions just piling into this thing. Look at this. Look at this, Eli. I've never seen this number that high. 14,750% change in funds owning stock. So there was one. Now there's 120. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty good. That right there alone, and that's what you're seeing here is all that institutional buying. So that number alone should get you. I don't know. I should just buy this right now. Screw earnings. So where's a good buy point at DocuSign? We're going to take 20% as normal. $80 DocuSign. Let's go see what the program's got to say about that. $80 DocuSign. What do you think, Ethan? $80 for DocuSign? Seem a little hesitant.
No.
No? What do you think?
Target 80.
So here's $80. So here it's here. See the big cup?
Yeah.
It's called a cup. It's a big U shape. It's like a U. And then the potential for it to go to $80 by January. Right there. Yeah, that's the target price, not the strike price.
Don't buy it until it goes to 80.
Don't buy it until it goes to 80?
Yeah, because what if you make a mistake and then you lose all your money?
But if it's up at 80, if it's way up here, doesn't mean it's continuing, doesn't mean it's guaranteed to go higher. So these little chart patterns, you see this little cup right here?
Mm-hmm.
So your dad follows these chart patterns. They're very powerful, and they mean something. And what I just said over here, so how the stock market works, Ethan, is you have these huge companies with billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. And what this number says right here, see this huge number? This tells me that a lot of different huge companies are buying this, and that's what this cup entails as well. This cup means that a lot of companies are buying this. And we want to get it before it runs up. So we want to get it before the run up, and that's why we study these charts, because this kind of gives us a little bit of an indication that these are going to move up. So, you know, each stock's a little different. Like I can look at a horrible stock, and you can see so like this doesn't have any major pattern, right? Like it's got a big U right here, but notice it didn't. What you want to do is buy when it crosses the prior high point. Notice it doesn't cross it. It comes up to it and then drops. So there's certain things that mean certain things in the market, and those cups are one of them. See how a lot of these just move lower? But you want to get them when they're higher.
That one.
Yep, ENDP. Yeah, this one's up pretty high. You also don't want to buy them too high. Because if you buy them too high, they may pull back in. Like, see, here's Twitter was up pretty high, dropped down pretty good. That's a whole different story. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Yeah, right. Charting with Ethan. Yeah, probably should. So here's one, Ethan. So you see how this price was just moving lower. These red and green lines, those are the price. That's what someone's willing to pay for a piece of the Toll Brothers company. Toll Brothers, they build nice houses up in North Phoenix, Scottsdale area. Okay. Don't talk too loud. You're right on the mic. So it moves lower, lower, lower. I drew a line right here. And then see the gap up above the line? That indicates that maybe it's done going down and could potentially go higher. And these are the number of pieces of the company. Those are called shares. And so right here you have the number of shares that were traded. And don't do that on the microphone. They'll hear it on the other side. It'll be a scratchy sound in their ears. Okay? It'll sound like that to them. But yeah, so you see, this is 3 million shares traded at $34. So 34 times 3 million. About $1 billion traded yesterday. That's a lot. And so a lot of people were buying Toll Brothers here yesterday and today. Today's volume is bigger than yesterday's. It's 4 million, and we're not even done. You right there? Is this interesting, or is this all blah, blah, blah? How much interesting? How much blah, blah, blah?
Blah, blah, blah.
Fair enough. I'll move on. Want me to move on? Okay. But yeah, NASDAQ poking out of that triangle right there. Let's see what our stocks are doing here. We got here Control 4 having a good day. Ooh, look at that. Control 4 looks like it broke that IPO. We talked about that in pre-market. So Control 4 could be a good buy. I'll have to take a look at that. Twitter doing good, up 2%. Workday rocketing higher. We talked about that before the market as well. With earnings coming up. Could be good. BE 5 in, keep going. Shutterstock, Cores, Match. Match looking pretty good here. Regeneron, finally a green day. Get up there. I need my money back. TMUS. So T-Mobile.
What about Bitcoin?
Well, this is about stocks. We'll do Bitcoin later. You're right on the mic, buddy. So I love this flag in TMUS. Especially if this stays an inside day. If this is our low for this day, that's really nice. It's not really super valid. Yeah, right, Eli? Let's do Twitter at 200. Let's do it this week. Yeah, make it happen this week. So Cron selling off 9.5. That's 2 words, Christian. 2 words. FFIV, what's it doing? Ooh, outside day today. Look at that. Already an outside day. So opened here, went lower here, undercut yesterday's low, trying to fake people out. Bounced on the 10-day. So FFIV could get going here. Maybe. I hope. Ethan, why you living on my microphone, buddy?
Okay, I'm just reading the questions.
Oh, you're reading the comments. Oh, Christian, I missed your question. Well, Eli, to answer your question about Elon Musk and just a prank, That'll get him in trouble with the SEC. He has got more responsibility. He shouldn't do pranks like that. Thoughts on commodities like gold? The dollar is so strong right now. Just wondering, as far as a long position, should put a small position in gold. Yeah, no. I'm just going with no. So last time we looked at gold, it's been in a perpetual downtrend. So here's a long-term trend line in gold for several years now, and it broke that, and it's been in a perpetual downtrend. You see all the red selling candles. This is the Spider ETF for gold, the GLD, and you can see it's taking it on the chin, and it will continue in the future. When these things trend, they trend. You can see right there it was in this large triangle. Definitely broke it to the downside. Not super interested in gold right now at all. Gold is just another tradable asset. It is not. I don't think you overthink gold. It has no intrinsic value. It's pure emotion and speculation, regardless of what anyone tells you. There'll be gold bugs out there that really try to tell you, no, gold is fundamental, blah blah blah. Gold is not fundamental. Gold is not that rare, and it is definitely overpriced at $1,100 an ounce.
Gold bugs.
Yeah, they're just called gold bugs. Just a term for people that watch gold all the time. They really like gold because it's shiny. So now if you say I want to bottom buy gold, okay, I'll entertain that. But from a security standpoint, it's not a thing. It
just moved down some more, Daddy.
Yeah, it's gonna keep doing that, buddy. BLFS, what are you doing?
Whoa.
I may actually want to buy that stock. The actual stock, which is pretty rare for me, but this is a pretty good company. Wow, look at that big peak. No volume behind it though at all. We're just talking thousands of shares traded per day. And then now, absolutely. And then over here we have tens of thousands of shares traded per day. And recently we're into hundreds of thousands of shares traded per day. So this is probably a sustainable move. Much more sustainable with this volume than with that prior volume. And we're starting to get some earnings coming in here, which is why you see that. So this
Daddy,
is, yeah.
can I do something?
With the mouse?
Yeah.
Okay. That will draw trend lines if you click and hold.
I know, I was gonna do that. Oh.
Yeah, this is different than TradingView. So you know what? I take that back. You don't click and hold. You just click and drag. You click, let go, and drag. Okay, go for it. He's going to draw a horizontal trend line because he sees a horizontal trend line, and this is also your cup and handle. Good job. You could have taken a little more time. That's okay. But yeah, so there's your cup with handle breakout right there. Yeah, Eli, figure out how to write a program to figure that out, and we'll go from 8 to 22 next time around. Am I a retail investor? Yes, I'm not a professional investor. A professional investor works for Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. I'm none of that. My top buy right now, probably BLFS. I think BLFS is right here, one of the top buys in the market. I mean, there's several right now that look really good. We talked about Nike earlier. I think Nike looks really good. It's down very slightly today, but I think Nike looks excellent. There's lots of stocks that look really good. So let me go down to the daily.
Nike.
Yeah, you know Nike, right? So there's Nike. You got kind of a cup right here. Failed breakout, maybe a handle if you want to call it that, and a breakout again from that. And volume was really good yesterday. See the volume right there was above average volume.
It broke.
Yeah, broke to the upside. So Nike looks really good here. I like BLFS here. From a risk-reward perspective, there's a potential for Toll Brothers here, although I'm not super sold on it yet. I have to look into the housing market and the fundamentals. But with rising interest rates, that could take a damper on housing prices. So that may not work out so good. I kind of like MDC, which is also a home builder, from also kind of a breaking this trend line perspective.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin.
No, I don't have Bitcoin on this chart, buddy.
Oh.
I like DocuSign, although I'm not sure about right now. I do like DocuSign. I'm not sure if it's gonna.
Look for data.
Huh?
Can you look for Bitcoin?
Why do you want to look at Bitcoin?
I don't know. I just think it's gonna get higher.
You think it's going higher?
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I think you're wrong today about that one. So here's Bitcoin. So we came down a bunch, and now we're just going sideways, and we're stuck between this line here, and right now this line here. I had this line drawn before, and I don't know where it came from, but it looks like it stopped right on. It went barely beneath my trend line and stopped. So.
If it goes down more.
Yeah, I think it's probably going down more, but we'll see. You mentioned choppy action ahead. Welcome to Chop, right? Welcome to Chop.
That is long.
And Ethereum not look. Oh, look at that! Ethereum came right up to that, to the neckline, and then boom. Yeah, Chop means it just goes up and down like this.
Chomp is really long too.
What is?
Chomp is really long too.
Chomp?
You said chomp.
No, chop. C-H-O-P. Chop.
Oh, chomp.
It just means the price goes. You see how this is this is called an uptrend, where it just goes up, 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 and this is a downtrend. Down, 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 down. That's a downtrend. If you can catch them when they go from downtrend to uptrend, then there's a potential for good money to be made. Now, not all of them work. There's lots of other rules that go into it, but that's kind of the general consensus. Thanks, Brandon. He is a pretty cool kid.
Where's Brandon?
Right here. Want to read what he said?
Oh, yeah.
Back off the microphone.
Okay.
He's literally on it, so if you guys hear scratching. What does he say? Can you read? Do you know what that first word is?
Yeah.
What?
Awesome kid. You got there.
Very good. And he's definitely talking about James. That's funny. Alright guys, we're going to go get ready for school. Looks like those MJ stocks, looks like they're selling off a little bit here. Oh, we have high volume, pretty high volume. That may continue. But I think these look like they've bottomed for now. Probably definitely will will continue in the future. One day does not make a bear market, nor does one sell candle. But lots of money that was made right there between $5.50 and like $8. That's a huge gain. That's over a 40-50% gain in a number of days for those that bought lower. So, or those still interested in distributing. But I think these are going again. I say you can hold these as part of a longer term portfolio, absolutely. And there's BLFS up 6%. Now it was up 5%, getting going. So. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll get ready for school. See you guys tomorrow. Ethan, tell your new friends goodbye.
Bye.
Tell them have a good day at work.
Have a good day at work.
Tell them enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day.
Tell them to hug their boss. You didn't say hug your boss. Say hug your boss.
Okay.
Say it.
Hug your boss.
There you go. Today, yeah, we can. I got nothing to... Was today the day we decided that, Eli? I don't remember that, but we can do that. Don't hug a bus. Not while it's moving. Not while it's moving. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Have a good one.